Hello everyone, hopefully you can all hear me. I'll just wait till a few more people have joined. Welcome. Such a nice day to be doing this, very lucky. Hi guys, thank you for joining. Right, we will get started. So as you can see, we are outside, so there's quite a lot of sounds to contend with. So I try and speak nice and loud, but do just drop a message in the comments. I'll try and keep an eye out and yeah, if you can't hear me. So I'll be guiding you through this 30-minute-ish yoga practice this afternoon, and we're going to kind of get into some nice slow stretchy movements. It's suitable for all levels. There's modifications to suit, so if you've never done yoga before, do not panic. There'll be something for everyone here. So we're going to start in a nice easy cross-legged position, and just take a moment here, close down the eyes, find a nice tall spine, roll the shoulders back away from the ears, and just take some really nice slow deep breaths. A little bit windy here as well. And we'll just use the first few moments of the practice just to become present and really settle in. So notice how you're feeling this afternoon, both physically, mentally, and just take a couple of moments to try and let go of anything that has happened before now, anything that may happen in the future. And just for the next 30 minutes, really try and focus on just moving and breathing. That's all we have to do here. Couple more breaths here. Try and keep the inhales and the exhales through the nose throughout the practice. Obviously, if you need to breathe through the mouth, then please go ahead. But we're really trying to elongate the inhales, the exhales, find that nice even breath. And just feel the sensation of your breath now. So feel it into the belly, into the chest as you take a big inhale. And all together, let's exhale out through the mouth, just for this one breath. Now I will be giving you the breath cues throughout the practice. They're just a guideline. So really try and link your own breath with your movements. Doesn't matter if you're going a little bit faster, a little bit slower than me. Gently open the eyes here. Let's all take a big inhale, reach the arms up tall, and as you exhale, lean over to your right, bringing the right hand down to the floor, to the mat, wherever you are. Open up the chest here, try not to dome over. And then inhale back to center. Exhale, left hand comes down, reach over. Inhale back through center. This time exhale, right hand comes to left knee, left hand comes behind. Find a twist. Nice tall spine here, length through the back of the body. One big inhale here, and then as you exhale, left hand comes up. Gently bring the right forearm towards the floor. Doesn't matter if it gets there or not. Inhale here, open up the chest. Exhale, left hand to right knee, dome the back. Inhale, back up through center. And exhale, left hand, right knee, right hand comes behind. Find the twist. Inhale here, opening up a little bit more if you can. And then exhale, left forearm edges towards the floor, right arm comes up. Inhale, finding a little bit more space. Exhale, right hand, left knee, dome the back. Inhale, rise up, arms up. Interlace the hands behind the back now. If you can, get the knuckles down to the floor. Open up through the chest. And then exhale, fold it down. There's a couple of ducks behind me making noise. Inhale, come up. We're going to roll over into our tabletop now. So hands and knees. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Find a neutral spine to begin with. Grip the mat with your fingertips and down through the base knuckles. You're going to take some cat-cows. So inhale, you're going to lift the sit bones, lift the chin, lower the belly. Exhale, reverse. Chin is tucked, tuck the sit bones. Inhale, open up through the chest, the sit bones rise. And exhale, reverse. This is a really good point to start linking your breath with your movement. So work to your own time. Exhale, reverse. One more here. Inhale, open up, make these moves as big as you can. And exhale, reverse. Come to neutral. Again, gripping the mat with your fingertips, root down through the base knuckles, tuck the toes, take an inhale in. As we exhale, we're going to push it back, lifting the sit bones up into downward dog. So for the first downward dog of the practice, let's take a couple of pedals with the feet, opening up through the calves, through the hamstrings. You might feel a little bit tight. Just take any movement that feels good. And then when you are ready, we will come to stillness. So in your downward dog, you want to firm the forearms in. You're kind of edging the heels towards the floor. It does not matter if they don't get there. Just pop a little bend in the knee, because what we're looking for is length through the spine. So length through the back body. Ears away from the shoulders, pushing the chest backwards, and then you can begin to see if the heels get a little bit lower. As I said, it does not matter how low they get. You just want to find some length here. Take a deep breath here. And then inhale, look forward, gently tiptoe the feet towards the hands at the front of the mat. Keep the feet hips width for now. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, fold it down, Uttanasana. Again, bend in the knee here as we're just warming up, edging the chest towards the thighs. You can take some movement here. And then come to stillness. Grab hold of opposite elbows, shake the head. And again, you can begin to straighten the legs here. Only go as far as feels comfortable for you. One more breath here. And then take a big inhale. We're going to very slowly roll up the spine to standing. So very slow. Arms rise. Connect the palms, bring the hands through heart center. And then hands by the side, Tadasana. Maybe close down the eyes here for a moment. Just so you can find your weight distribution, your balance. And just notice where the weight naturally goes. So have a little sway back and forth. Do you have a tendency to bring the weight back into the heels or forward into the balls of the feet? And just try and find that neutral stance. A couple of deep breaths here. And then everybody inhale, slight bend in the knees, arms rise, little back bend here, and then exhale, dive forward. Inhale, come to a halfway lift, fingertips either on the floor or the shins, find a flat back here. Exhale, plant the palms down, step it back to your plank. Let's all lower to the knees for the first vinyasa. Lower the chest. Inhale, find cobra, shoulders away from the ears, opening the chest. And exhale, grip the mat, tuck the toes, push it back, downward dog. We will take one more vinyasa together, so I'll give you the option. You have the option to come to the knees in your chaturanga, or you can stay on the toes. Totally up to you. Come into downward dog. Inhale, roll the body forward. Exhale, knees or toes, elbows tucked in. Chaturanga. Inhale, untuck the toes. Cobra or up dog with the thighs lifted. And exhale, downward dog. Take a breath. Find stillness here. Firm in the forearms in. Hands are roughly shoulder width, feet roughly hips width. And we'll start with a little bit of flow movement now. So bring the feet together at the back of the mat. On your inhale, lift the left leg. Doesn't have to be super high, just wherever's comfortable. Look forward, come to the toes of the right leg, and we're going to step through. So you really want to dome the back here, maybe a slight bend in that supporting leg. Doesn't matter if the foot doesn't get all the way through, just do your best. So inhale, look forward, exhale, step. Lower the back knee. Inhale, rise the arms, low lunge. So take a moment here, find some stability. Firm the inner thighs together. Find a nice tall spine. Maybe grab hold of opposite elbows. Find a little bit more space through the shoulders. And breathe. Take one big inhale, maybe a mini back bend here. Then as you exhale, bring the hands to the hips and just straighten that front leg. So you might want to lengthen the stance a little bit. What you're looking for is this back knee to be underneath the hip, roughly, wherever you can feel. So we're straightening into that left leg, into our half split. Keep the hands on the hips. If the hands reach the mat, feel free to bring them down. Take an inhale and then find length through the chest. As you exhale, we're going to lower the chest towards the left thigh. You should be feeling it through this left hamstring now. And make sure you really plug that left leg back into the left hip socket. Inhale, find length through the chest. And exhale, fold. Couple more here. Inhale, finds that length. Exhale, fold. One more. Inhale. Exhale, fold down. Maybe a little bit further as we start to loosen up. Inhale, replant that left foot, walk the hands forward, plant the right hand, and just windmill that left hand over, finding a twist here. So again, we're trying to lift the hand up, but you're really trying to twist the chest rather than just the arm. Breathe here. You can stay here, or if it feels okay, maybe you can grab hold of that back foot, just opening up that left shoulder a little bit more. Hold it here for a couple more breaths, finding a little bit more twist if you can. And then wherever you are, if you have hold of that back foot, gently release. Inhale, windmill, left arm comes down, put it to the inside of the left foot, and just gently walk that left foot out. Just a few, heel toe out a little bit. Left toes point that way. We're coming into lizard. So a few options for your lizard. You can stay here if that feels good. If you feel like you're getting enough stretch, you want to feel it through the inner left thigh, maybe the right hip flexor. Inhale, open up the chest. And exhale, begin to fold a little bit. If you can come down onto the forearms, feel free to do that. Again, just come to wherever feels comfortable. We want to find that perfect balance between effort and ease. So you want to feel something in these postures, but it shouldn't ever be painful. You've got the option as well to lift the back knee, find a little bit of movement here. These postures don't have to be static. We'll just be here for one more breath. And then everybody, wherever you are, walk that left foot in a little bit, frame that left foot. Find your focus point now, find something to stare at, it's going to help with the balance. Lift the back knee, back toes are tucked, gaze ahead, we're coming up into a high lunge, so as you inhale, lift the arms, sink low into this left leg, Push back with the right leg. Option to have a little bend in the back knee if that feels good for you. Lift the arms nice and tall. Find as much length as possible here. Shoulders drop away from the ears. Sink low into that left leg. One more breath. Take a big inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to turn the back foot down, come into warrior two. So warrior two, you're looking for, again, lots of length from the big toe on the left foot all the way to the pinky toe on the back foot. Spread the arms nice and wide. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. Gaze over that front middle finger. Nice and strong posture. Tuck the pelvis in. Just check that that left knee is tracking roughly over the middle toes. One more breath here. And then inhale, pull forward slightly. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Right hand comes down the right leg. Open up the chest. Inhale here. And exhale, begin to straighten into this left leg. We're coming into triangle. You might want to shorten your stance ever so slightly. And you're going to lean down this left leg. Right arm comes up. So it does not matter how far down you get. What you're looking for here is to keep the chest opening. So if that means the hand is on the thigh, on the shin, absolutely fine. If you want to take it all the way down, just make sure we're not doming over again. Chest should be towards the side. Breathe here. Try not to lock out that left leg. You can gaze up if that feels okay on the neck. Challenge the balance. One more breath here. And then everybody bend into that left leg, come up slightly so you can face the chest forward, retuck the back toes, frame the left foot, plant the palms down, send that left foot back into your downward dog. You can stay here for a couple of breaths or take a vinyasa. Inhale, roll the body forward. Exhale, knees down or up, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale, tuck the toes, push it back, downward dog. Drop the knees, come back into a child's pose. I'm going to take it to the other side, but let's just have a quick break. So just know that child's pose, you can bring your arms forward or back, is always here as an option. If you want to reset the breath, reconnect, it's quite easy to have that nice equal breath pattern when we're not really moving, but as soon as we start moving through these faster movements, especially with the sun beating down, we can lose that breath pattern a little bit. So if you need to reset, just come back to this posture. Couple more breaths here and we'll take it to the other side. Okay, inhale, pull forward, tuck the back toes. Exhale, grip the mat, push it back, downward dog. Bring the feet together at the back of the mat. Deep breath in here. And take an inhale this time, right leg rises, does not matter how high. Lift the heels on the left foot, gaze forward, take a big inhale. As you exhale, bend that right knee. You're going to try and dome through the back, bring the knee towards the chest and step it through. Lower the back knee. Inhale, rise up, low lunge. Again, sink low as feels good for you into this front leg, finding length. You can grab hold of the elbows, firm the inner thighs together, and breathe. Try and find length through the sides of the body here. One more breath. Take an inhale. Maybe find a mini back bend if that feels nice. And exhale, hands to hip or fingertips to the floor. Half split. Again, just maybe lengthen your stance slightly so this back leg is at sort of a right angle. Inhale, finding length through the chest. Exhale, folding. Flex the front foot. Inhale, find a little bit more length if you can. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Again, really trying to plug this right leg into the hip socket. So we're getting lots of stretch through the back of the right hamstring. One more breath. And then inhale, plant that right foot. Left hand comes down, Windmill, right arm over, find a twist. Opening the chest towards the side. One breath here. You can stay here in this twist if that feels good for you, or maybe you want to try and grab hold of that back foot, and really, if you have, really kick the foot into the hand and pull the hand into the foot, so you're really opening up through the shoulder. Find length again here. In all of our yoga postures, we're trying to find as much length as possible. So you're usually rooting down with the feet and rooting up through the crown of the head. One more breath here. And if you have hold of that back foot, gently release. Right arm comes over on the inside of the right foot. Heel toe that foot out just a little bit. Toes point this way. Options for your lizard. So this might feel a little bit too intense for you. You can come up high. You don't need to have the hands down. If you have a block or anything to support the hands on, you can use that. Or if this actually feels quite accessible for you and you're not getting enough stretch here, you can walk down onto the forearms. Doesn't matter where you are, doesn't matter which option you take, no one is better than the other, just how you're feeling today. Find a little bit of movement if that feels nice. Our hips can get super tight. These postures as well, especially these kind of lower down seated postures or low lunge, half split, are really good for if you do a lot of running, hip walking, if you've got tight hip flexors, and also if you do a lot of sitting down, which I think a lot of us have done for the past year. Okay, inhale wherever you are, walk the hands in, heel toe that right foot in, tricky little balance transition. And we will say as well, it depends what floor you're on, a lot of these balancing postures, because if you're on grass it's going to be a little bit harder than if you're on a hard floor. Wherever you are, gaze forward, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. You can also make sure your feet aren't totally in line on kind of train tracks, that'll help with the balance. Gaze forward, find something to stare at on the floor, and gently inhale, rise the arms, high lunge. Once you are there, you can sink a little bit lower, again, length, so length all the way from the back foot to the front foot to the crown of the head, through the sides of the body, reach up tall, and then sink a little bit lower into that leg if that feels okay. Breathe here. Inhale, find length through the chest, little back bend, and exhale, turn that back foot into warrior two. So again, warrior two, you're trying to find a nice straight line, tuck the glutes in, arms wide, shoulders down away from the ears. Again, length all the way from the pinky toe on the left foot to the big toe on the right foot, all the way up to the crown of the head. Find strength here. I'm not going to be here for much longer, maybe you can sink a little bit deeper. And then inhale, pull forward slightly, reverse your warrior. Open up through the chest, take one more inhale here, and then exhale. Should feel quite nice, begin to straighten this leg. Again, you might want to shorten the stance a little bit. Coming into triangle trikonasana, right hand edges down, left arm rises. Does not matter how far down you get, the tendency is to kind of always reach as far as we can go. If you then compromise by turning the chest over, it's not really benefiting you as much as it could. So just back off a little bit. Try not to lock out the front leg. One more breath here. Take an inhale, exhale, bend into the front leg. Tricky one, turn the back toes, bring the hands down, send the right leg back into downward dog. Stay here or take a vinyasa. Inhale, roll forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, untuck the toes, length through the chest, and exhale, downward dog. Again, lower the knees to the mat. Take a moment here so you can stay seated upwards, close down the eyes, or you can reach down into child's pose if that feels better, whichever one feels good for you. And take some big, deep breaths. Maybe grab a sip of water if you're outside, it's getting pretty hot out here. really tune into that sound of the breath. Try and find those equal inhales, those equal exhales. I'm going to take you through the flow one more time each side. This time moving a little bit quicker, so one breath, one movement, and then we'll stretch it out with some nice seated postures towards the end. So wherever you are, open up the eyes, inhale, bring the hands forward, tuck the toes, and exhale, downward dog. Bring the feet together at the back of the mat. Inhale, left leg rises, gaze forward, bend into that right leg, bend the left leg, and step it through as best you can. Lower the back knee, inhale, low lunge, hold it here, and exhale, half split. Flex the front toes, inhale to find length, exhale to fold. Inhale, plant the left foot, right hand comes down, windmill left arm over, stay here or grab hold of that back foot, stay for the exhale. Inhale, release, left hand comes to the inside of the left foot, walk it out slightly, stay in your lizard, finding a little bit of movement if that feels nice. Maybe on the exhale you can sink down a little bit lower, try not to dome through the back here. Inhale, walk those hands in, walk the foot in, frame the foot, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Exhale here. On the next inhale takes us up into a high lunge. Find your balance. If you wobble, if you fall, doesn't matter, get straight back in. Inhale, open through the chest, and exhale, warrior two. Find length, sink a little bit deeper, we're not here for long. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Inhale, Trikonasana. Again, come down to wherever is comfortable. Stay here. Inhale and exhale. Windmill the arms up, bring the hands to frame the front foot. Turn the back toes. Send the left leg back, downward dog, optional vinyasa. Inhale, roll forward, knees or toes, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, and exhale, tuck the toes, push it back, downward dog, straight to the other side. So bring the feet together at the back of the mat. Inhale, right leg rises, gaze forward, bend into both knees. Exhale, step it through. Left knee comes down. Inhale, wave the arms up, low lunge. Exhale, half split. Inhale, find length through the chest. Exhale, fold. Inhale, plant the right foot, left hand comes down, windmill the right arm over, stay here. We'll grab that foot. Stay for the breath. And then inhale, release. Right hand comes to the inside of the right foot. Heel toe it out slightly, find your lizard. Any variation you would like. One more breath. Then inhale, walk this foot in, frame the foot, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Rise up, nice and tall, length. Up through the crown of the head, high lunge. Inhale, open up through the chest, and exhale, warrior two. Slipping a little bit. Shoulders away from the ears, sink a little bit lower if you can. Inhale, pull forward. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Inhale, comes into your Trikonasana. Hand comes down the leg, left arm reaches. Again, bring the hands wherever's comfortable to keep that length. One more breath. Take an inhale and exhale. Bend into that front leg. Tuck the back toes. Bring the hands down. Frame the foot. Send the right leg back. Downward dog. Stay here or take a final vinyasa together. Inhale, roll the body forward. Grip the mat. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward dog, and exhale, this time take it into child's pose. Whew. We are done with all the standing postures. Just going to stretch it out for a little bit now. And a few people have sent questions in, which I will answer at the end as well if you'd like to stick around for those. For now, just take a breath. Reset the breath. Grab some water. And then when you are ready, we're going to come into sort of a figure 4 position on the mat. So I'll start this side in fact. So left leg, left shin, if you're on a mat, is in line with the front of the mat. Right thigh is in line with left shin. So you're at these kind of 2 right angles. Take an inhale, again try and find this nice tall spine. As you exhale, right hand, left knee, left hand comes behind, find that twist. Just to wherever's comfortable, try not to hunch up too much. Inhale back to centre, left hand comes to the right knee, right hand behind, and find a twist. Slightly more awkward this way. Inhale takes us back to the front, bring the left hand behind you and open up. So if you can, just lift the hips up, lift the right arm. And lower. Walk the hands around in front of this left shin. And we're going to fold it down. So inhale again, find that nice straight spine. And exhale, begin to walk the hands down. If you're up here and you're feeling something in your left glute, the left outer thigh, stay here. If you want a little bit more sensation, you can walk down. You can also begin to straighten that back leg out into full pence on the outer hips. So just bring this front leg to wherever is comfortable. The more parallel you have it to the front, the more intense this is going to feel. With each inhale, try and find a little bit more space. With each exhale, maybe you can fold a little bit deeper. And just relax into the posture. One more breath here. Wherever you are, walk the hands in. We're going to take it straight to the other side. So this time right shin is parallel with the front, left thigh is parallel with that. Inhale, find length. Exhale, left hand, right knee. Right hand comes behind, find a twist. Inhale back through centre, right hand comes to left knee. Inhale back to centre, right hand comes behind you. Wave the left arm up, push the hips forward, should feel quite nice. And release. Inhale, hands come in front of that right shin. You can stay here if that feels like enough for you. If you've got quite tight hips, this may feel well enough for you. Or you can begin to walk the hands down, or you can begin to also straighten that back leg into pigeon. Wherever you are, just breathe into it. Couple more breaths here. And then everybody together, walk the hands in wherever you are. Bring the soles of the feet together. Roll the shoulders back, inhale, and just begin to fold over. We're not aiming to get as low as we can in this one. Kind of relax a little bit, doesn't matter if there's a bit of doming through the back. And then inhale, rise up. We are almost done. Come into Vasana boat position. So we're going to, it's up to you. You can either keep the soles of the feet down or lift the feet if that feels okay. Again, length through the spine, palms face inwards. Take a big inhale here. As you exhale, we are going to lower all the way down very slowly. Hold right at the bottom, engage the core, and release. Let's Take a little bit of a hug of the knees here. Find a few rocks, rolls, massage the spine. Keep hold of this right knee, keep it hugged in, extend the left leg. Roll slightly onto that left hip. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, just drop that right knee over to the left. You can extend the right arm. If you want a bit more stretch through the shoulder, you can captain. What we're trying to do here is keep that right shoulder towards the floor. So if that means you have to lift the right knee a little bit, that's absolutely fine. Couple more breaths here. Inhale back through center, switch legs, extend the right leg, hug the left knee in, and gently take the left knee over to the right, extend the left arm, maybe cactus if that feels nice on that shoulder. You can gaze to the left if that feels okay on the neck. And inhale back to center. Bring those knees in again. Maybe take a few knee circles. Some one way, some the other. And take any final little bits of movement that you feel like you need before we come to our final rest posture. When you are ready, we are taking the legs out wide as the mat if you have one. If not, just let them fall out to the sides wherever they fall. Bring the hands by the sides, palms face upwards, and close down the eyes. Take a couple of deep breaths. And just completely relax the body. So let's take a quick body scan here. Starting with the feet. Maybe bring them in and then just drop them out again. Make sure you're not holding any tension there. Working up through the legs. Allow the thighs to become heavy on the floor. Relax the spine. Just sink into the floor here. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Relax the arms, the fingers. Unclench the jaw. And finally relax that space between the eyebrows where we often hold tension without even realizing. And we'll just take a couple of moments in Shavasana to complete our practice before we move on with our day. So if you can, try and completely relax here. There's absolutely nothing for you to do. Probably the last point of your day where there's nothing to do, nothing to think about. So try and enjoy it. And take a couple of final moments in silence before we move on. I would always invite you to stay in your Shavasana for a little bit longer. But if you would like to get on with your day, find a little bit of movement here. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Maybe take a full body stretch. Hug the knees in and make your way back to seated. Either roll onto your side or take a few rocks and rolls upwards. Try and keep the eyes closed down if you can. And we'll come back to where we started. So find that nice easy cross-legged seat, eyes closed or lower your gaze. Take a final bring the hands through heart center, bow the head, give that space between the eyebrows a little massage, and just take this final moment to say a big thank you to yourself for taking the time today to practice, to work on your body and your mind. And thank you so much everybody for joining me this afternoon on Easter Sunday. I hope you enjoyed it. I have got a couple of questions here that people have already sent in, so I'll quickly answer those. If you do have any more questions for me, you can message me as well. Let's just see. Thank you. So one of the questions was, how much rest do I need in between yoga classes? And it's quite a tough one to answer really, because there's so many different types of yoga, from the more strengthening practices to completely restorative or flexibility focused. So it would depend on which one you are doing. If you'd like to mix up between a couple of practices, then if you feel okay to practice every day, then of course go ahead, but it's quite personal as well. So I don't really have a structure apart from my teaching. I don't really have a structure. I don't really have a plan to what I'm going to practice. I kind of wake up that day and see what I feel like my body needs. So it is quite individual, but you just kind of, the more you do yoga as well, you just really do get to know your body and your mind a lot better. So hopefully it can kind of direct you on where you should be headed with your practice. The other question was, do you always recommend practicing outside? I absolutely love practicing outside. There's just something so like freeing, mostly with a few distractions, about practicing in nature. So yeah, it's amazing. Throughout summer, as much as I can, I would definitely practice outside. But having said that, we're not always lucky with the weather. So I definitely, it's not always that I practice outside. If you can really set a nice mood inside as well, especially in the evenings, maybe if you can some music. So yeah, as much as I love practicing outside, it's definitely not essential. I practice lots indoors, and all over winter. It'll always be indoors. So again, weather dependent on how you're feeling as well. Final question was, what is the best time to practice? And again, I'm getting a bit repetitive, but it is so individual to you. So I love practicing first thing in the morning. I love waking up, getting out of bed, getting some movement, some gentle stretching first of all. But then again, later on in the day, if you're doing a more restorative practice or maybe a yin practice, which is a lot slower, love to do that in the evening as well. So it's totally up to you what time you would practice, and also of course fitting it in with your schedule. As things start to get a little bit busier, if you can just squeeze in 15-20 minutes of practice a day, and that's all you can do, or just a few times throughout the week, then it's still going to really benefit you. So I wouldn't say a set time at all. Just get to know what works for you. And the final thing I would say, if you've done yoga a few times and weren't sure about it, or if you did it today and you weren't sure about it, I would really try lots of different types of yoga, lots of different teachers, because it's been amazing for me, and I would encourage as many people to get into it as possible. And just because you do one and you don't really like it, it doesn't mean you're not going to like every single one. It's such a personal thing, and there's so many different options out there for you, and you may prefer going back into real life as we get back into real life, or maybe you prefer doing it from the comfort of your home. But just give it a go. So thank you so much everybody for joining me, and have a lovely rest of this sunny Easter weekend. And yes, feel free to send me any questions, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.